All right, y'all. So this is video 5 for the Bull Boost remount turbo for the 350Z. All of my last videos have just been like progress updates, and I don't really like the style of video I'm doing, so I'm gonna do more of like a vlog style. I'm gonna show the progress I make throughout the week, but actually show my progress. All right, though. First, I am gonna start with the oil feed. So the oil return is easy. It's just a 10 AN on the bottom. Everything comes with the kit, perfect, nice and easy, and it just fits. So you don't have to worry about your oil feed at all, or your oil return at all. But your oil feed is where it gets confusing, and nothing comes with the kit. So the fitting for your oil feed, I use the one with a very thin, if it can focus. There we go. The very thin looking like inlet. And that's a 4AN. So right here, if you get a 4AN hose fitting, it does just fit right on. So get a 4AN fitting and hose. The oil feed T fitting. So right here, this screws into your oil pan. This is where your oil pressure sensor screws in. And then this thing down here is how you feed oil. This is also a 4AN. I can't show you because I have one hand. But yes, that's another 4AN. So this fitting does not come with the kit. I don't know why it doesn't. It's very irritating. But save yourself the hassle and get it. This is going to be the part number. Got it from Vibrant Performance at Summit Racing, and it took me forever. But that's the part that you're going to screw into the bottom of your oil pressure sensor T, and then a 4AN fitting. Let me show you. Bang. Then your 4AN fitting goes right on. You can do any 4AN like a U or a 90. I just went with the straight. So straight. So get that fitting, screws into here. Then your 4AN into your hose, all the way to your other 4AN into your turbo. So that's everything for oil feed. Oil return is super easy besides wiring for the scavenge pump. But I am taking my scavenge pump to shifted performance tomorrow morning, or for you, like 10 seconds. So yeah. All right, so I finally got the 4AN line. The other one was a 6AN. So now I'm just going to show you guys how to get the 4AN fittings on your hose. Right here like this, pretty much. Screw it on. But I'm going to show you guys how. So the hose, one end just comes right off. Like that. Super easy. Now what you're going to do is you're going to get the end of the hose, put it over, and just screw it on tight. Okay, now this is the hard part. You have to get this in here and thread it on to the right. This is the hardest thing I've ever fucking done. I cannot get this to just go in there because like the little nipple it has. So I'm pushing it as hard as I can and trying to screw it in. Like, it won't even budge. I got this one in and it's all tightened down and everything. It looks great. But I'm using motor oil, everything to do it. This is insane. So look at this. There's oil in here. I'm lubing it up. Lubing it up. I'm pushing it. Thread. I don't know what to do. After 4 hours, I finally got both fittings on. I had to cut the hose twice. That should not have been as hard as it was. I cut myself in like 4 spots. But now look, the final hose is done. Look at that. All right, so the car is on the ramps. I got everything drained. I got the oil cooler lines. I'm super sick, but a 15/16, that's what you use to get on the 10AN line for the oil pan spacer. So I'm about to drop the oil pan and get that on. oil sandwich plate for the oil cooler. You put the O-ring side up here. Like that. And then your adapter goes in. Chat, and it's not fitting. That's so bad. That's very bad. Alrighty, so dropping the oil pan now. So I got the oil pan off. I'd recommend watching your own video on how to install the oil pan spacer from Z1, because I'm not going to show it. I'm just going to show the turbo kit. But it's off, so I'm about to put the oil pan spacer on. Alright, so I already showed this, but on this side, you just put one of the gold fittings and tighten it in. That way, the oil doesn't leak out from there, but it can return from here. Alright, so this is the big one. You're going to get your oil pressure sensor out. This is for your oil feed. I'll show you right now. So this is the front of the car. If you go under, I already got the spacer on, the oil pan spacer. But your oil pressure sensor is that right there. So it looks like this. It's up here. Oh, shit. Bang, so that's what it looks like. It's gonna be 24 millimeter. So unplug it, get your 24 millimeter. And then now you're gonna thread in your T. The T fitting is the big one. So as you can see, I got the T fitting on. Don't over tighten that. That's a huge mistake. So once you get it on tight, go like one full rotation. But don't over tighten it. You will crack your whole pan. And so here's a good angle. Bang, so there's a good angle of how it should look. That's my oil pressure sensor. T fitting is the oil pressure sensor. This is that fitting I showed in the beginning of the video into a 4N line. Then I ran the 4N over the subframe right here. And that goes just over. It just keeps zip tying everything. And then it runs across the fuel lines. So nothing's up there tight yet, but the 10AN line, it is freezing. But the 10AN line, I ran under the subframe because it wouldn't fit. And then it's up there with the fuel lines too. Now for your pump gear, it'll say it right here, gear pump, so that's in, that's out. So with your super long 10AN line, you're just gonna go ahead and thread it on. That's on, so. Okay, so at the back of the car, as you can see, I ran the oil lines over the sway bar. The 10AN line just goes up perfect right into the scavenge pump, just because the length it was. But my 4N line, it was a 20 foot. So I routed it up and under through everything, so it's not on the ground as much as the 10AN line. But it goes up, comes all the way around, and then goes back up, and right here it's gonna go into the turbo. So, all the zip ties I'm gonna cut, I just have them right here so they're obvious and I can cut them easier. But it looks pretty good. I have everything. And then this, also for the oil drain, that one's really easy. That's everything. I'm about to get the turbo on soon once I can figure out how to mount the hanger. Okay, so it's been 3 weeks since I filmed that, and my oil pan spacer didn't fit. So I got the one on Z1 Motorsports, and it's been taking forever to come for me to order it. But I just want to get the video out, so I'm putting part 1 up. There's going to be part 2 with me putting the oil in, tightening everything, getting the car started. And I'll have that up probably in a week. But yeah, I'll catch you guys.